I'm going to give you some tips to finish this augmented reality final project. If you go back, this is from the week of October 6th through the 9th is when it was posted in the Google Classroom. It says assessment. If you go in here, one of the options, let's look at the boxing match bonus ideas. Zoom this in. So the ape comes with a difficulty variable. Its default is set to 3. Can you decrease this number to make it wait longer between moves, or increase it to make it wait less? So in the boxing match, your hint for that is if you go to the ape's code, his difficulty level is set in there. So look where the difficulty level is set and change that value, either bigger or smaller. The ape comes with a block animation. See if you can figure out how to make the ape block your hits. Well, right now, it picks a number between 1 and 7, and it gives it an action. And if you look at the code here, there is a jab, a kick, a flurry, so that's 3, a block, an idle, and alert. Those are the 7. So if you look right now, if you get a 1, and mine I had already done this, so if the action is 1, it does the flurry, it broadcasts flurry. Uppercut, broadcast, uppercut. Jab, it's missing a broadcast here, but you'll want to put a broadcast in. And then you need to let it know what it's doing. So if you want to add another else or else if in here, you add a plus. And you can check for the other actions, and you can add those blocks in here. Get rid of that. And then the final option was to program a way to win the match if they reach a certain number of points. So you'd want to go to My Score, and you would want to be checking the score over and over again every time that the score is changed. You would want to find an if block, and you're going to want to know if score is equal to or greater than a certain amount for each one of them. So my score versus the ape score. So this is my score. Here. So if my score is greater than, and you would just pick a number, it doesn't really matter. Here's my score. So if it was like greater than 10, then I would change, instead of it saying my score for this label, I would set label to, so I'm going to look for this one, set label. I don't want that, I want this one. And I would set label to I win. And so if I played this now, I would get myself up here, start smacking him. I can't really see me for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, because my camera's all weird. So, but you get the gist. That's how you would do that one. So that's the boxing match. That's some of the improvements you could do there. The human Pong. Your options for that one are to make the ball move faster. So a hint for where that is if you go to ball, there's some code in there that sets its velocity, which is its speed. So mess with that. That's one option. Change the ball background and add music. So you can add music here where you would go to sound and play a sound on start and have it keep playing a sound. You could also change that backdrop to a different picture. So change this to a different picture. Same thing with the ball. So those are options. You could also change a win condition to check when, just like I did in the last one. Every time it updates the score, you would add another one that would say winners and set that label to winners. So you would check each time you scored and add to it, and then if that score was set to a certain amount, then one would be the winner and one would not. That's the hardest one. Brick breaker, change the amount of health each brick has. That's the easiest one. If you go into the code and look at brick breaker, each block, get rid of this so I have to look at it. Each of these blocks has a health amount. If you change the health amount, it makes it harder. So that's one thing you could do. The other would be to add music and make it go faster. So you could play some music, and to make the ball go faster, you would change its velocity. Finally, for Fruit Ninja, this one's the hardest one. I'm only going to give you a little bit of a hint on this one. It's adding a point each time you break the fruit. So the easiest thing you can do is, is go grab the code from the fruit or the Pong game, and you can copy code pretty easily. If you go, I'm going to go, here's the launch. I want to look at where it's happening. I already added all of mine. So I added a score. I copied all this over from the Pong game, and I just went and grabbed the code that I needed, which was on the scoring. I grabbed this code and dragged it over, and then I went to go look on my stage, and it sends that launch, and then if you look at it, it checks to see when it gets hit is in here. When it gets hit, we'll change the variable score by 1, and that shows it on the screen. So that's my hint for that. You could also add more types of fruit. That's more challenging. That's involving a lot of the drawing. So I did do that, but it's quite challenging. I would go for adding the points on that one.